What's up, guys? Welcome to Base Damage, and this week I have Side for Zero. What's up, bro?
Hey guys.
Got you first
What's
this
up?
time. And we have Waifu Wars. What's good?
Welcome to the Velvet Room, bitches.
Yes.
Nice.
I always love your intros. Just in some way, shape, or form, they always just okay. Well, I can't imitate it perfectly, but Yokoso no Velvet Room. Look at Igor thing. I cannot hit that note that he does, or held the very deep one from P5 of the Igor from P5. It's like, oh god,
yeah.
no, just literally opposite end of the spectrum there. Hint, hint to anyone who hasn't played the game yet. Anyway, but anyway, what's up, guys? Thank y'all very much for being on today. So I greatly appreciated. Yeah, so, with that intro, obviously, we're going to be going over some P5 stuff. That dropped this past weekend.
Finally.
Finally, dude. The week of Valentine's Day that we should have gotten the game on, but they delayed the game for 2 months, so I don't know, maybe that was just poetic, or I don't know, fuck it. Rip to all the people who did the pre-order for like the Valentine's special thing or whatever it was.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Shout outs to Joe Schmo. Anyway, I think he did. I can't remember. I think he did like pay for that stuff. Anyway, but yeah, that's a lot of what I've had to deal with this weekend is going over P5. And shoot, it's been a while. Like even since Japan got it. Like I think that was like our first big set discussion for the channel was going over P5 when it first came out. I think so. I could be wrong. Might have been Love Live.
Yeah. It came out in, I think, December 2016
Yeah.
for Japan.
Yeah.
For the Weiss set, at least.
Okay, so that might have been the Sunshine set that we did for our first set discussion. I don't remember. It was either that or P5. I just wanted to. Somebody will correct me. I don't know. So December-ish 2016 all the way to February 2018. Took us a long time to get it, but we did it, boys. Yeah. Or not? Shout outs to Jimmy, boys. Anyway,
Hina boys.
Boys.
exactly.
Oh my God.
But yeah, that's been some fun stuff. I played against all of like 2 P5 decks at my locals this weekend. Like it has some interesting stuff, and I was just kind of using janky Nox core, courtesy of Moroku, but that's whatever. But yeah, Billy, you said you won y'all's shop challenge with P5.
Yes, there was 13 to 14 people at the shop tourney on Saturday, and I got I went 5-1. It was like 4 rounds, and like I lost my 4th round, but I made it into top 4, and then like the other 2 people that are in top 4 didn't want to play it out, so it was just pretty much the guy that I lost to in 4th round, and I played it out for the finals, and I got my rematch and won. Yay!
That's where you just kind of look at your opponent.
It was against Konosuba too. It was against Konosuba as well. So they have like the darkness back row that modulates levels.
Oh.
So it makes Joker or any of your like level 1 into like level 3 and it like really fucks up. It kind of fucks up P5's like stability because of the early play darkness.
Absolutely. Well, see, in that situation, it's where you kind of look at your opponent and go, "Wait, I thought Weiss was best of 1. Why are we playing a second game?" I don't know. Yeah. And y'all's was just the English thing, because I know some shops do mixed. I don't know if they're supposed to do mixed for the shop challenges though.
Yeah, mine was only English.
Okay, cool. Game Theory up here in Raleigh does mixed for most of their tournaments. I don't know if they did. I actually don't remember if they did a shop challenge. I need to find that out now. Either way, but that was one of the big things we wanted to discuss today, was kind of going over P5 and or any other shenanigans pertaining to it. How about them Joker SPs?
Yeah. It's funny how like everyone on Facebook is like pulling them like from left to right, and I didn't get it in my case though. So
Yeah, that's kind of what we're saying. One of the guys up there pulled like 2 copies of the non-SP version, so it's still a thing.
yeah.
What build were you using? Like, what color setup were you doing?
It's yellow red mostly yellow red, but I splashed some blue in for the early play use K.
Oh yeah, he does have early play. I was like, wait, what? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm running the 2-1 Joker climax combo, the win, and then I'm also running the level 3 and gate combo.
Okay, hers is a burn. Was it on reverse burn?
Yeah. So when she comes into play for the turn, she gets 2k power, and you get to draw a card. And then when the climax is in play and she reverses your opponent, you get to get a Phantom Thief trait from your waiting room and put it into your stock. So it helps fulfill your Joker burns because you have more stock to use, and then also she burns for 1.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that level 3 Joker doesn't do doesn't have it's not a climax combo. It's just a thing. It's just a like crazy cost, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's pay 3, ditch a Phantom Thief trait, and then all your opponent's characters have to either be reversed or empty, or open slot, and then like he doesn't have to be in the front row as well. He can be in the back row.
Mm-hmm. And then all of your opponents have to be staggered. You have to yell all out attack, and then wait, what? No, sorry.
Yeah, it's pretty much flavorful. I like that effect though.
It really is, because when I had to look at it twice the first time we were going over the sets and whatnot, I was like, guys, this says for every thief character in your center stage, do this again. They're like, wait, what? So like, yeah.
I also learned in like one of my first round, I misplayed because I didn't. I forgot my opponent had the level 3 Joker out. It was a mirror match, and then like I had the backup in hand, but I just like I was too cocky and assumed that I would cancel all the damage or whatever, and then like the next second I knew all my characters were reversed and stuff. And then like they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do the Joker burn now. I'm like, oh, okay. And then like I got burned for 2 and then 1, and then like I learned this week that the calling card also counts as a burn, because I thought it was just character cards for the Joker burn, but it's any card.
It's any cards, and then the climaxes are counted as 0. Yeah. Okay, but yeah, no, because those calling cards are crazy anyway. Like that and Wild Talk. Like at least the one guy I played against used the Wild Talk thing. I don't think it's the most broke thing in there, but a lot of the calling cards are still really good. So
yeah.
Which is your preferred calling card?
One that's been made by Taylor McNeil.
I was like, I know I'm gonna get something here. Yes.
But I run for the yellow ones because it's basically a Jinketsu event for English, if you guys don't know. So you get to look at the top 4 out a Phantom Thief trait, and then your opponent does the whole memory thing.
Yeah. And
then it feels for like I'm running the AN back row, the Global 500.
Mm-hmm.
So like when they take a direct attack that doesn't cancel, you can pay 1 to salvage any Phantom Thief from your waiting room, and then you also get to balance one of their cost 0s in the front row back to their hand. So it helps fulfill that condition of being able to potentially get a salvage with the AN.
Mm-hmm. True. So if they got the fucking wait, the bouncing is that just center stage, or could you bounce backstage if they had like an anti-salvage?
It's only front row.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah. One thing that I will let people know is that like it's good to play multiple copies in a turn if you want to like go through your deck fast or whatever, or like you're just looking for a specific card in your deck. But I will warn people that like from my experience, like I only bounce 1 character in the front row or whatever, so I can have like my level 0, because usually sometimes you play the level 0 Ryuji that bonds into the calling card event, because it's Flavor, since he designed like the calling cards at the beginning of the game. But anyways, one thing you have to keep in consideration is that like when you do bounce a card back to your opponent's hand, it is still technically a plus for them, because they get to reuse that card in their following turn, so they can like clock the card or just summon it again and attack. So that's one thing you have to be iffy about playing calling card, is you don't want to like always be giving your opponent like 3 pluses,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes you just want to like get over their field because thankfully P5 doesn't really have a problem with getting big.
Okay. I know, like, I say one of the many concerns amongst the community at this point is, how well do you think P5 is going to stand a chance against AOT? Actually, did you play against any AOT people?
Luckily in my rounds I did not,
Okay.
but there was AOT in my shop challenge, and they were playing like the standard meta.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow red
So I figured.
core engine, and then also there was another one that was playing mono green splash some yellow.
Oh yeah, because like the Levi squad thing, or
I think it was the new Levi combo, the stock charge whatever.
oh yeah,
with
that
the gold
thing.
bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he was also playing like the Irwin, I think the Irwin that burns burns on your turn. I mean.
Yeah, it's like during the encore step or some kind of
Yeah.
weird burn like that. I could be misremembering that, but I know what you're talking about. I know which one you're talking about. It's like a 1-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Because I think that's one of the things people have obviously expressed their dissatisfaction with AOT, and most sets of like, oh, well, just so much shit can't compete against AOT.
Yeah. At my shop challenge, there was also Contai,
Mm.
and there wasn't Tularu, surprisingly. But the Contai build was it wasn't a standard like meta build. It was just like a Soul Rush build but it did have like Hatsukaze and Hibiki. So,
Oh yeah, because
still
those are
kinda
easily
annoying to deal with.
splashable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are easily splashable though, so it's not even that much of an issue. Okay. Also, Kev, don't let me be the only one to ask all the questions. I do apologize if I just keep rambling on. If you want to say anything, by all means, just jump right in, dude.
Okay.
He's like, I'm just along for the ride. I'm just sitting here, drinking and smoking. No, I was messing. Just kidding.
As a summary, my matchups were
Mhm.
P5, Konosuba, Fate Coin Flip Soul Rush, and then
Oh, yeah.
Konosuba again. So
Coin Flip Simulator.
yeah.
Which Konosuba is definitely just something I see people trying to like pick up more of still. It's like, well, I guess also at the same time people wonder if we're going to get like the second set whenever that comes. I think is it already out in JP? I forget.
Yes, Konosuba
Okay,
2 is already out.
So
Yeah.
people are probably going to wonder if we're going to get that in the second set in English.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah, which we'll get back to the AOT thing in a second here. From what I understood and from what y'all told me, Konosuba got like short printed, or they didn't make nowhere near as much. Do you think they fucked up the same way with P5 this time?
Yes, definitely.
Oh my god.
There's one of my friends that's in Orlando, and he also works for the locals over there. They got P5, and like they only got a couple boxes, whatever. And, like they didn't get the whole case, but their distributor said they ran out. And then when I went to go pick up my case from my locals that I go to, the shop owner told me that that his distributor is also like sold out and stuff too, and like he had to wait for the next P5 shipment or whatever for like other people that are waiting to get P5 in my locals, because it's, as you know, it's like a pretty popular set.
Yeah, our locals is almost already sold out. We had one dude, like we only got like one case in. So
Oh dang.
yeah, the problem is our tournament's on Sundays. So when it dropped Friday, one dude went up there and already bought like 4 boxes. So the shop opened up 1 box for singles, I think. And then because it's what, 8 boxes to a set, or to a case. It's 8 boxes, or is it more? Okay. But yeah, he in addition to like other packs later on, and then all the other packs people were buying for entry, getting for prize support, stuff like that. We only have like 2 boxes left for people to be able to get, whether that be, they have to open that for more packs for people buying individual packs, or if people just decided to grab another box or something. So we're almost out already.
Yeah.
they're in
Well,
all but one trial deck sold as well. Sorry, go ahead.
well, I want to ask for your locals, Billy,
Mhm.
or base damage.
It's all good, too, whatever.
Billy, yeah. Do you guys like inform them about the sets, or do
Yes.
they just get what they're available?
We do inform them. In fact, when the first Excel World set came out, that was like one of the big times we've gone up to our locals, the owner for the shop, and was like, it was not Infinite Burst. We're like, okay,
Yeah.
dude, this is not the good Excel World set. You do not want to open any of these for singles. And he's
Okay.
like, oh, gotcha. So we do let him know. He's not big into playing Weiss, but funny enough, we're going to get him to play when Gurnwagen comes out. So if, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we do let them know, like, hey, look, when this set drops, you're going to want to try to grab extra. And they
Yeah.
said they could not
Definitely.
grab extra P5. They tried their damnedest. They could not get it. It was like, oh my
I
God.
think for like if you want to like invest into P5 like a playset, usually like 7 to 8 boxes is good enough for P5.
Mhm.
Like I mean, well, good enough to like build like any deck that you want.
Oh, absolutely. Like, you'd be able to get a majority of the set at that point. But
Yeah.
it turns into where this guy's like, oh, I'm probably not going to use all the cards. The dude who bought like 4 boxes. He's like, I'm probably not going to use all of it, though. Like, I could just trade y'all stuff. And I'm like, okay, what are you looking for? Other P5 stuff? Because we don't have any right now, other than, like, I just opened 2 packs. He's like, well, you could just buy the cards from me. Excuse you? I don't have the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, I'm probably just gonna make like a janky build that's probably not that expensive anyway. But now it's an issue of if you know someone else shows up randomly, is like, yeah, I want to get a box and I can't get but so much type thing. Anyway, nothing me complaining. Yeah, no, it's he did try to. Our locals did try to get more. The guy who runs the shop, he tried. We also tried to do a learn to play day on the same day that dropped, and that was very effective because we had people come out and was like, I heard you have Persona 5. So
Yeah, but we're sold out.
Yeah.
"Hey, there's one trial deck left. You want to go grab it right now? And the kid did. But yeah, sure enough. Yeah, that's like with TOR as well. They couldn't get a whole bunch of TOR after we sold out of that. Like, that was something that was, at least, you know, in the duration that it, like the first month or two that it came out, people were asking for it a lot. So, I don't know. Maybe that's just ours, but our distributor's weird. Anyway. Anywho, you were saying, Bentley, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. He's like, what was I saying now?
Yeah, I forgot what I was saying.
You're saying
I
about
do
the
want to
boxes.
say.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the boxes about like 7 to 8. It's
Yeah.
usually good enough to build whatever deck you want. And thankfully, P5 as a base set is I think it's good enough to where like there's different like all the colors are like strong in their own regard.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's not really a bad color in P5.
I know people were talking, like one of the big targeted cards, because I'm kind of want to go back to a little bit of the AOT thing, where people were like, oh, that Futaba's broke. But then people pointing out, yeah, but Resisting Fate Armin's a thing, and you can't target because of him. So,
Yeah.
as far as like at least 2 of the characters. That's whatever.
Yeah, I like at face value, Futaba is like a very good card, very good defensive card. Like she
Mm-hmm.
is basically she's basically a damage scry. So every time you take damage, you get to look at the top card and mill it
Mm-hmm.
or keep it there. And then she's also a global 1500 assist, so it helps your level 3s like get over it. Like it helps your jokers be able to reverse things or whatever, and just keep field. And it also she is a for English term, she's a darkness plan with boobs on a stick.
Yeah. There was the level 3 Shiroe from Log Horizon did something similar, if I'm not mistaken.
He's anti-damage, but she's like anti-damage for the character that's battling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's anti-damage for effects. One thing that both Shiroe and Futaba share weakness is that if your opponent, like AOT or Tuaru, has a wind trigger, then like sometimes they'll be able to just blow it. Like it's not always the case, but like when it does come up, it really hurts your game plan. So that's one of the arguments that people have against Futaba, which is understandable because AOT is popular in English meta. Like that's just something we have to like accept.
Absolutely.
She's still a good card though. Like I wouldn't be mad at someone if they wanted to splash her as like a one of in builds because like against because sometimes you won't be playing against AOT or two like ASAO is still a popular set as well, and that's where Futaba can potentially shine in with the damage guy against like Sinon or whatever, or being able to just like control damage in general that your pants trigger.
Absolutely, especially with like SAO. I mean, I know AOT just has just as many instances of damage that could go off, but at the same time, it's still one of the between SAO and AOT both have so many different instances of damage, depending on the different builds you go for and whatnot. So that scry thing it just could kick umpteen times in a single turn. So that's Southern for a lot. So
usually, for most decks, like when you trigger pants, like you feel like whatever. It's like it's like a hit or miss. But for like Futaba with her pants combo, it's actually a good thing. It's basically multiple money counters in your hand.
Oh yeah, because hers is technically a climax combo, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not limited to like once per turn, so you can do it multiple times as long as you have like the stock and the climax to meet the cost.
It's like the level 3 Gilgamesh. It combos with the what was the Sword of Creation, Enuma Elish. I can't remember the exact title of it. I think that was
Sword of Rupture.
Sword of Rupture. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So it's like that where you're just like, this is still a climax combo, and you're not doing yours. So, but not to say.
The other two important cards that are worth noting are obviously we already kind of covered the Joker, like the 3/2 Joker, but I guess the last card I do want to bring up that's worth talking about is the 2/1 Joker, the climax combo, with the show's over. So what do you guys, those of you that are listening that don't know, he can potentially come out at level 1 if all your characters are Phantom. If you have 4 more other Phantom Thief trait characters, so that's pretty easy to do.
Absolutely.
So he's a 2/1 7K, and with the win climax, he's 8K before any assist or whatever. And then with his climax combo on reverse, you get to draw a card and you search for a level 1 or lower. So usually you search for like your 2K costless backup to repeat the combo again or whatever. Just try to keep field because your backup is basically a 2500 with the Brainstormer in the back row. That's the yellow Brainstormer. Or if you just want to give an extra 500 if your character is already going to be big enough for just a 2K backup. And you can also search for other utility level 0s or whatever.
But Billy, what if they have the level 1 Nico anti-change?
Oh no!
It's like then they're playing bad.
Oh no! I'm gonna lose to my opponent just paying 3 stock at level 1.
It's like 2 or 3 or something. No, just be saying bullshit. No. It's like a level 1 anti-change.
The reason why I was pointing it out is that because against like an AOT, I guess it's where the 2/1 Joker kind of is not that good because AOT has runners at level 0, which a lot of builds nowadays are running more than 4 runners for AOT, so there's a good chance they'll have it opening hand, and also they have mobility gear. So they could do something as simple as like having a empty back row, like one of their back row slots being open, and just playing mobility gear to deny your 2/1 Joker reverse. So it's just kind of annoying if you think about it, like just the concept of like making any of your characters into a runner that can go into the back, because by traditional standards, like runners usually don't go to the back row. That's just how powerful mobility gear is.
I feel that someone needs to make a meme for this, and if anyone wants to make this, please do. Where it's just like you see Joker sitting there, and Aaron just flies by on the mobility gear, and then Shimikaze just walks up right next to Joker, pats him on the back, and goes, "I know, I understand your pain." just that's the entire picture. That's just what I'm imagining right now. But anyway,
there's some variations in other decks that people are talking about, like just running 8 gates and like the level 1 Joker change. So you basically have a 7K field of like level 1s, before like any assist or backup, which is pretty strong. Like strong if you think about it. But my only issue with that build is that what do you do against like decks that do have anti-salvage, like Tularu or Contai?
Mm-hmm.
And then also like what do you do against decks that are multicolor at level 1? So like SAO has like green and blue.
Yeah, because they switch out, and basically when they switch out, they put the other copy of themselves under as a marker, and then they get like basically in effect depending on what color character they're facing. For anyone who doesn't know, and if this is the one I'm thinking about, it's like the Ronco switch thing.
Yeah, as long as you have the target in the waiting room to change into.
Yeah, making certain that I was getting this correct here. So yeah, just all the different colors for that, they could just slap out a different one. So yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I mean, no, technically, with like, when I kind of take back what I said, like, as long as you have the target to change into, because technically you could still meet the cost of just like putting it into the waiting room and just not getting a valid target to put onto the field. Just can kind of come in healthy, can kind of come in handy against like on reverse combos, but yeah.
Sorry.
With the whole, I don't know, just like 8 gates and like, I don't know, it just seems kind of sketchy, like for English. It's more understandable in JP meta because like there's not an issue with like anti-salvage at the moment or anti-heal.
And they like Morgana a lot.
Yeah.
That archetype.
Okay, because that's one thing that one of the guys in our locals is wanting to do is make the meme of the whole like everyone hop on the Morgana car. But
that.
Yeah, so that's between that and obviously like there's other stuff to do around that, but that's still just the thing. He just wants to be like have a soundboard over to the side, and every time he does the effect, play the Magic School Bus intro. Everybody hops on. But I realize that's not the exact thing you were going for there, but that's just I just had to throw that out there. Shout outs to Moroku again. Sorry. Just in here, please.
My build at the moment that I ran for Shop Challenge is running like the gates with the and, which it does come in handy though. Like being able to trigger a gate is always nice, especially if you're running the Fox early change engine. So because with Fox you have to specifically discard a Phantom Thief trait for the change and also for his healing cost. So that's where I kind of don't like the pants combo, with just pants and the wind trigger, because you can't just like pay out your climax in hand with like the level 3 Joker or level 3 Fox,
right?
Because they have to be specifically Phantom Thief trait. So I kind of wish it was just any card.
Yeah. And so for the and it's 4 salvage, and what was the climax for the Joker, for the level 2 Joker?
It's wind. It was just 4.
It was a
the wind trigger.
Wind trigger. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So they're both ones. Yeah. Okay.
And the wind is always nice against like early drops or just like back row to like guarantee you're able to like reverse stuff. That's pretty much my thoughts with P5. Like it's a good set, and I think like it's a better set in English than it was in JP, to be honest.
True, because by comparison, which decks? I mean, obviously, like I know everyone's like, "Oh, Railgun's the shit." I can't say so much for JP, but every time I discuss JP format with an English player, they're like, "Oh yeah, is Railgun still running rampant?" type thing. Yeah, no, that's just what they say. What are some of the matchups in JP that P5 has to fear the most for JP that we don't have?
I think.
And this is where the Jeopardy music plays as they fill out the questions.
I'm thinking like maybe Guardians is just like a good deck in general.
Yeah,
like
that's what I've been
it's
told.
good against every matchup. Yeah. Being able to have like level 1 walls with Shizuru to like deny Joker, the 2/1 Joker reverse. That's the thing that really comes up to my mind.
Joker's been hit. Sorry. But,
Yeah.
So Guardians in general, not Guardians of the Galaxy.
I would say the same for ReZero. I mean,
Yeah, ReZero.
When it flows, it just you can't really do anything too much.
Yeah, with the pucks especially, because Japan is still. I think they still run like the blue-red engine with like the pucks and the gay clown back row.
I forgot. I was like, gay clown. Oh yeah, Roswell. But
yeah.
The puck thing. Do you mean when he's just normal form, or are you talking about like that level 2 insanity thing?
The normal form. So basically, with the gay clown back row, he's a level 2 7500 power, level 1, which is pretty good.
As you hear nose squeaking in the background. Right. But yeah. Sorry, Kev. Didn't mean to cut you off there. Go for it.
And then everything else that either had Runner Ricky or Ricky Azusa, those type of cards, they just had better utility.
True.
When it comes down to it. Yeah. I mean, like...
Yeah, P5 doesn't really seem to have... like, I know there's certain sets, even in English, that do have like the Ricky clones and whatnot, but they didn't...
Yeah.
Like, did they even have like a Kotsky Miller or anything of that nature? I know they tried to avoid that with Konosuba. They tried to have
the calling card.
That is essentially
the bondable. Yeah.
It's not like character form where you could just like salvage use it again.
Yeah.
The level 0 Ryuji bonds into the calling card basically. So that's kind of like your Akatsuki, and also there's a 1/0 Fox in blue that does it. So technically you could run 8 Akatsukis in your deck if you really wanted to.
I mean, if you're feeling ballsy enough, no. It's all good. I mean, to each their own. Okay. But as far as just like without having to like go through the combos, having the calling card and waiting room, stuff like that for the Ryuji. Because is his still like on play, just pitch a card?
Yeah. Well, you pitch a card, get the calling card back from your waiting room.
Okay. So they did that with Kontai, with the drum barrels and Harusame. Essentially, like literally the exact same thing. It's just the drum barrels only has the mill 4 grab a fleet girl thing, not like calling card having 3 different effects.
Yeah.
And the thing that calling card sets up for as well, I didn't know if you ran any of the cards that combo with it, where it's like your opponent chooses a card in their hand, puts it into their memory face down, and then they draw a card. There was like a different card for every color that did a different effect. One was like a clock shoot, one was a salvage, and just as far as like the different effects that do that, do you have any that you prefer to run?
I just like the yellow one because it's streamlined with my level 1 game plan being yellow as well, so it's easier to just like play at level 1, and also it's the only calling card that's a 0 cost. The others are 1 cost.
Not the calling card itself, but the characters that combo that they have an effect that basically states.
I'm running the Anne.
That's
salvages.
The salvages. Yeah. Basically, it gets rid of, for people who don't know, it gets rid of that face down card in your opponent's memory to do a different effect. And there's one for each color basically. I forget like every single one of them. I was like, wait, what was the yellow one? The yellow was like a bounce, wasn't it?
Remember the Ryuji? It searches.
It searches. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean that's still really good too.
Also, like an important ruling thing is that like if your opponent does take the direct attack, like even if you the Anne or the Ryuji is an optional effect to get their things off, but even if you don't do it, you still have to put the calling. You still have to put the card from memory into waiting room regardless. Like you can't it just can't stay there forever. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to so you either have to take advantage of that moment where like the direct attack sticks, or they just put the card back into waiting room and you have to play calling card again to get that benefit off. So that's something to consider.
Okay.
Calling card can actually be quite annoying, like when your phone's about to refresh and like they're really compressed or whatever. So like if they have like 1 or 2 cards left in deck and they know it's a climax, then sometimes they don't want to draw into that climax because it's they won't cancel their attack. They won't cancel the attack that you're about to do. That's another thing to consider. That popped up during my games on Saturday.
Yeah, because when it does that effect, it forces them to draw, basically. So.
Yeah, like you either have to draw or you go neg one.
Yeah.
So most people will want to draw.
Yeah, some fun shenanigans. Let's see what else is there as far as crazy stuff that they have. There's a Mona that's a free runner.
Yeah, I run 4 of that in my build.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, I'm trying to remember like all the other like just like all the just like good staple cards. I don't know if everyone runs it like back when.
There's a for splashing blue. I find the 0/0 use K to be much more beneficial than the 0/0 Futaba.
Mhm.
What the 0/0 use K does, if he's in the middle, he gets 2,500 power and a level. So he's always going to be a 4K basically, a 4K level 1. So in my games I played with him, my opponent had a hard time getting over that character, especially if I had a Anne in the back row as well. So he's a 4,500. And
Exactly.
even if your opponent does want to get over it, they like commit so much resources to it, where it's like it's more of a benefit to you.
Exactly.
And then I've seen other P5 builds from the Futaba, which I don't think is it. Like for me, I wouldn't run that because like if P5 is going to be like a event heavy deck with like calling cards or any other events you want to splash into, like it's just more misses for the Futaba because when she comes into play, you top check, and if it's a Phantom Thief trait or a Coffee trait, you can put it underneath as a marker. If she does, she gets a level and 1,500 power. So that's why in other sets that aren't as event heavy, then that's where that effect would be good. But with P5, I think it's more damaging to you as a player if you like play this effect.
Okay.
But people are entitled to do whatever they want. So.
Yeah. You're just trying to help, but
yeah.
it's like don't listen to
So
me.
I have like
yeah.
so I have the runner and then like the Morgana runner and then the Yusuke beater as like 4Fs for my level 0. So I have like a sort of like a like plussing level 0s that like will help stay on the field and also can kind of fulfill the condition for the 2/1 Joker to early play easily.
Also, as far as like brainstormers go, I know the level 0 Joker brainstormer that you can search with is really good.
Yeah.
I know some people were saying the Morgana from because otherwise it's like a Haru that's like a clock swap brainstormer, but there's a Morgana that's spammable from the trial deck. How much would you recommend that one if they didn't want to try to spend? Oh, was it like $10 or $15 or something like that? I forget how much it is, but for the Joker one that's like double rare or something of that nature.
Oh, the Brainstormer is a rare, and he's like $8 on JQTCG right now.
I'm thinking of a different one then. That's my fault.
His foil though is 25 for the Brainstormer.
That may be what maybe that was what I was thinking. I don't know.
For the Mona one, the Morgana, that one is a spammable Brainstormer, like the Salvage one, and that was before trial decks got the TD plus treatment with like being a draw Brainstormer, so that's only spammable. And then also, I think the other ability is just a 500 in front. I mean, it's nice, I guess, to have if you want like a spammable Brainstormer. Like maybe you could tech it in as like a one of whatever, and it's like it is another card you could splash in for red. But like I personally like I'd rather just go with like the protagonist Brainstormer. Or if you can't get that, then like the other cheaper way is the Haru Brainstormer, but she's only limited to your clock.
Yeah, which isn't bad, but I don't care for that for the Brainstormer as much. I like that. Like if it's a level 0 that states like on play, you can pitch a card from hand and do the clock swap. I like that really well. That's actually pretty cool. But as far as like on a Brainstormer, I didn't like that with what was it? It was like the not Inaduma, Ikazuka or whatever from Kontai. I'm probably butchering the name. I'm sorry if I am. Ikazuki. Yeah,
that was her only effect. Thankfully, like the Haru has another effect where when you play a climax, you can top check, and then if it's a Phantom Thief trait character, you can give one of your characters, I think, 1K until the end of your opponent's turn.
So it's almost an Asana's married life. Not exactly, but it's almost.
And thankfully, I have like there's also like you said with the clock swap ability. There's a level 0 Makoto that does that.
Yeah.
And then she also come into play. You can give someone 1k in a level, which is nice. Level 0s. As a level 0 utility card.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the Joker Brainstormer, the Joker Brainstormer is tap 2, where Haru's tap 1. So with the back row for most of your for P5, it doesn't really there's no contradiction with like your back row, because like usually your other back row is like the Ann Global 500 or whatever, like the Ryuji, if you decide to run the Ryuji instead. And those don't have like a tap ability, so it does the Futaba, the level 3 Futaba, or like the 2-1 Joker assist, or the Ann assist 2-1 level assist. They don't have a tap ability, so that's where like the Joker Brainstormer is nice, because it doesn't contradict with your back row.
Okay, dope. So when are we gonna see a deck profile on Waifu Wars for
P5? Actually, probably tomorrow.
For real? Oh god,
when I go to locals, yeah.
I wasn't even trying to like.
Do.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
You can make most of the variants, right, Finley?
Yes.
I got a whole case, so like I didn't even know that's what you were going for. I was just trying to throw a joke out there. I didn't know if you actually were. So that's cool though. You know. But yeah, like it. Basically, for English, it's gonna have some interesting stuff. There obviously we're still gonna have to deal with the plague. I say not plague. I still like the set, but the insanity that is AOT. The other insanity that is Konosuba and whatnot. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to deal with. I'm just ready for the next Bang Dream set to come out, and then watch everybody die at the price of Yukina's. That's whatever.
Yeah, it's just like my issue with like P5 in English as a set. Like it's a good set when it came out, but like, and it's like it's fine in English. It's just like it's a 2016 set, whatever, and like this set should have been out like a long time ago for English, so you could like just see how it's. I mean, it's like it's still a fairly modern set, but it's still missing stuff that like Bang Dream 2 or like AOT 2 has.
Yeah, just think if we did get this when we should have gotten this. Holy shit, because that would have been before AOT Volume 2 and all the ridiculous crap that it does. It would have been like it would have been in that spot. I don't know if I can say that and not get crucified, because global whatever, but it's definitely a thing that would have been way up there you could say that for a lot of decks if AOT Volume 2 wasn't around. That's whatever, but because this should have been, like you said, it's like it's as old as 2016 from way back then, before AOT was a thing, or AOT Volume 2 was a thing. AOT Volume 1 was still good. I can't dismiss it. But by comparison, if it had come out before that, it would have been a very interesting ball game. But that's whatever.
Thankfully, like P5 as a series in Japan is pretty popular, and then like the anime is coming out soon in like a month, and then like the dancing spin-offs are coming out later this year. So there's a good chance that it's probably going to get a Weiss set.
Sure, I could see the anime easily getting getting something for it. What the hell would they do for the dancing games?
Yeah, right? I mean, anything is possible, because like they made the fighting game into like a set with
what if they do their
Persona 4 Arena?
What if they do their first joke set?
Oh my god.
I mean, okay, MTG has their unhinged, unglued, their joke sets where the effects are just random as fuck. And hilarious.
Milky is a joke set. Milky got a joke set last year.
You're right, they did do that. Oh, damn. I forgot all about that. I'm so sorry. Never mind. I was gonna say that'd be cool if they did that for like the dancing games, where if you like did up and like disco danced or something, you got an effect. But but no, never mind. I forgot. Yeah, Milky Holmes did do that shit. Never mind. Okay. Billy's wrong. He'll be wrong again eventually. It doesn't matter. I'm not sad. You're sad.
Yeah. I think at this moment, like the only way to fix English as a format is just to introduce more new sets like Bang Dream 2 and like other pretty much non-interactive combos. Because that's the only way for it. Because like, I don't know, like bringing old support is nice, but then it's like it's not gonna really help contest against new sets. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, power creep's a thing. But either way, I'm interested to see what all we're able to get in the future and what all can be done for that. So I'm still going to be trying to mess around with P5, maybe not do like the top tier build or, you know, whatever Bentley's running at the time. I'm still going to try to do some shenanigans with it. Me and Moroku are trying to work on some potential budget builds, you know, just to mess around with some stuff. It's just what we do. If y'all think of any budget builds that may work, let us know. But any other thoughts from?
Towards,
yeah.
But when I think of the budget in P5, I'm thinking about the green build with Noir, right? Is that what she is?
Yeah.
It's like a Noir and
Haru.
Haru and Makoto.
Yeah, you could do like green blue or whatever, so it's like a very defensive build with the -2 soul and like the Futaba back row. Or like playing the use K as well, the heal, like the constant healing, then it would be kind of annoying. Okay. Especially, it's annoying in JP with because they have access to execution from Persona 3, so you can heal your whole clock to hand, and it's easy to build up the stock to play that event as well.
So wait, P3. Wait, okay. So wait, are the other Persona sets able to be mixed with P5?
Yes. You could mix them, but the issue is that like for P5, a lot of the cards revolve around Phantom P trait. So if you do splash in more cards from like other Persona sets, you lose the consistency or synergy. But you could technically splash in the Yukiko Brainstormer from P4, because Yukiko is just a top salvage Brainstormer, and she can salvage any character. She's a blessing Brainstormer, but the problem is she's not Phantom Thief trait.
Yeah.
And so she kind of hurts the field, like if you want to like drop your early play Joker, your 2-1 Joker or whatever.
Yeah, it's just it's the fact it can be done. It's just not advised type thing. Because someone had told me differently. I thought someone said we couldn't mix. I knew we couldn't mix like Fate with Prisma Ilia, even though technically the same whatever. I mean, technically, Excel World and SAO are the same timeline, but different shows. It's whatever. Anyone who doesn't want to, it's whatever. Okay.
There's definitely interesting like fun builds that can work. Like there's a deck that you can make entirely just based around the protagonists from like all 3 games, because there's effects that just revolve like having protagonists in name, so you can get like benefits from running just protagonist cards. And there's like for trait specific builds, so like the sports trait with like Ryuji and Chie and stuff like that. And then with execution, they just have like general like good stuff cards that you can run to like just have like a really prolonged game, because execution's a pretty good event if you can get it off. Like being able to be at 3/6 and then heal off all the damage, and then those are like cards that go back to your hand that you can play is pretty nice.
I was completely misinformed on that then. That's my... Okay.
Yeah. And then, like, their Igor works around with, like, Velvet Room cards and stuff like that. So that's why there's, like, synergy if you decide to mix cards from the other games.
Okay, cool. Something to look forward to and something to... Yeah, my options just opened up more. Cool. Maybe try out some shenanigans. Admittedly, like a lot of
your Velvet Room skills went up.
Yes.
I have more access to the Velvet Room.
My proficiency leveled. What?
Yeah.
No, if only my...
Just from eating hamburgers.
And making lockpicks. I'm not doing anything, legal officer.
Yeah.
All right.
Where did you learn how to shoot? Literally from a fucking 10-year-old at an arcade.
Exactly. I mean, that's totally what, Call of Duty and Halo are preparing people for, right? No, anyway. Oh, God. And did you have any others, Bentley?
I just want to give a special shout out
to Taylor McNeil.
No. Yes, my husbando. I also want to give a shout out to Enrique Morales. How does it feel to get fucked from Joker from level 2 and die? Because originally he like always trashed on like P5 saying it was like a like bad set or whatever. And he says like Joker doesn't do anything. So like yesterday when he like learned like experienced like dying from Joker, because like for me, I don't know why, maybe I'm just like a luck sack, but like lately when I've been getting my Joker burns off, it's been like 3-2-2 or like 3-2-1 or whatever. But there's always at least like a 2 or like a 3 in with my Joker burns.
Still, that's
So it was definitely satisfying to kill him because he was playing SAO too. So fuck you with that.
And with that, I'd
all I
like
have
to
to say.
thank. And with that, I'd like to thank my special guest for joining us today. Get ready to see the rematch video next week, right? No, but no, for real. Thank you very much. Thanks. Please check out Side for Zero. Check out his content; it's really awesome. And please check out Waifu Wars. They put up some awesome content as well. And then thank y'all for listening. Please subscribe if you want. If not, hey, just thanks for listening to us rant about card games for almost an hour at this point. It's much appreciated. And we will sign off for now. Peace out.